Hey, what's up, Joe? This is a demo video for you for your Scraptec with the Goth Master Chassis, and then also your Rising Star with a custom 7/8 inch blade that I made for it as well. Alright, so a whole lot of stuff going on here. Thank you very much for picking both of these up for me and having me install them for you. We're going to go over my desk, go over everything in detail, and then I will get these out in the mail to you first thing on Monday. Thanks, man. Alright, Joe, let's go over your Sabers. I've got quite a big demo video to do for you. I've got this Scraptec that you picked up from me with the Goth Master Chassis, so thank you for picking this up. As you know, I'm waiting for some magnets to finish this off, but they should be here tomorrow. We're going to go over this one second. Alright, so I'm going to put this over here. And we're going to go over this Rising Star Saber from Goth 3 Designs. Now, Goth 3 Designs designed it. I did the run for him. A very cool little saber, very unique saber as well, because I took a 7/8 inch blade that I made here. I had to make an adapter for it, and I'm going to show you how that works. This is an extremely tight press fit onto here. You shouldn't ever have any problems with this coming off. In fact, it will take quite some doing to get this off. All right, but let's put this off to the side. One button setup right here. You had asked specifically for a CFX on this one, so that's what's in here. All right, you've got a KR Sabers lit PCB. Now, to get to your chassis, this is a twist lock pommel right here. All right, so it's going to operate kind of the opposite of what you're used to. It's not righty tighty, lefty loosey. It's, you know, kind of righty tighty to get it out, and then towards the left to tighten it up. But you twist this to the right, pull the entire thing out. This does come off the chassis if you want it to. I did make it a nice press fit, but there is enough room to turn this when it's inside of the Saber. So there's a 24mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker back there. I would leave this on. You're not going to have any problems with this staying on. I did take some time to design that properly like that. All right, if I took this off right now, we'd have to realign the pegs. There's two pegs on here, so we'll just leave it on. All right, it is a removable battery setup. This was going to take an 18350 battery, which I'll include in the build, just because of the room inside the Saber. Not very much room. All right, a little bit of greebly work here. Your CFX is at an angle, so that you can come right past this little angle piece right here. You can pop out your SD card, change your sound fonts, do whatever you want to do. You never have to lift the board. All right, there's your single switch right there. Now you'll notice your blade connector is inside of the chassis, and then you've got this little J-lock system. So the actual ID of the emitter is just over 1 inch. So if you try to put a 1-inch blade in here, which I've got right here, you can see the wobble there, right? So that's not going to work. So what I did was designed the blade when the chassis is in the Saber. I designed this piece to go on the blade. It will slide in right here, and then you turn it, and that little piece right there on the blade turns in, and it locks the blade in, and it fires up the blade just like that, right? And then when you want to take the blade out, of course, you just turn it again and pull it right out. And that's how it works. No blade retention screw. All right, so let's put a battery in. This does for now have the stock CFX font package on it. So when you're putting the battery in, you're going to want to try to put it in as straight as you can. Don't angle it and then try to pop it in. It won't work. Try to just, spring side for the negative side of your battery. Try to push that in and then go straight in. All right, we're good to go. We can operate it from here if we like. Got your LEDs all lit up. We'll turn it back off. Now, you notice this channel in the chassis right here, right? It's because when you look down in here, that's your one switch, but you can see it sticks into the ID of the Saber. So of course we want that lined up just like that. And when we line this up and we slide it in, these two nubs on the back of the pommel here, they're going to line up. You can see there's a similar J-lock system right there. They're going to line up with this piece and this piece right there. All right, so with all that being said, just carefully come in here, slide it all the way in till it stops. Now remember, you're not going to tighten it like you normally would to the right. You're going to go left. Turn this all the way to the left until it stops. Now it's locked in, we can hit power. It is a one button setup, so blaster bolts is just tapping. We'll hold it to turn it off. Now when you put the blade in, you'll need to take note where that gap is in the chassis. It's aligned with the switch. All right, so if you take this nubbin here that I've got on the blade and you align it with the top switch, bring your blade all the way in. When it stops, turn your blade to the left until it stops. Now the blade's locked in. Nice and tight. Blaster bolts is tapping, right? If you want blade lockup on a one button operation for CFX, you have to hold the button down and hit the saber at the same time.
Sound bank selection.
Hold the button down to go to sound bank selection.
Crystal focus. Crystal focus.
Nebula.
Green.
When you find one you like, hold the button down.
This party folk.
Bit of a fingerprint magnet, but everything's working very well. Now when you want to take your blade out, grab it, twist it clockwise until it stops, and then you can pull the blade right out. All right, I made this just enough of a tight fit. I sanded it just a little bit. Just enough of a tight fit where we can go all the way in there, twist it, it's gonna lock in, twist it again, pull it out, you're good to go. That's how that works, all right? And of course, when we're done, remember, twist it clockwise to unlock it until it stops spinning, and then you can just pull your chassis out. All right, taking the battery out's a little tricky. This is the negative side, but you want to kind of give it just a little bit of a pop up, not much, and then come over here and pop up your positive side, and you can grab this and pull it right out. I made it a tight fit so it doesn't wobble around in there, and that is how you use that guy. Now, of course, this is plain, but you can take the chassis out like you see here and you can weather this up. You can do whatever you like, or you can leave it plain. It's up to you. But we're going to put this back into the saber, twist it counterclockwise till it stops, tactile feel, and that, sir, is your rising sun with custom 7/8 inch blade. All right, so I'm going to put that off to the side, battery off to the side. Let's go over your Scraptec. So I did weather this guy, so a mix between chemical weathering. I did some sanding. I did some heat stain for the steel piece here. I did heat stain all of the hardware. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 small bolts here that got heat stained. Brass neck. These are aftermarket pieces from my buddy Rob over at Sabers. So, all right, knurled brass pieces that he custom machined, and then put some a clear Cobuchon in there and a red one in here. Hard to see in there, but you do have a KR Sabers lit PCB in there. I won't be able to put a blade in because I used my 7/8 inch blade, and I used it to make this custom for your rising sun. So this does take a 7/8 inch blade, but we won't be putting a blade in during the demo. All right, crystal chamber here that lights up. All right, it's got the Goth chamber add-on. So you can see that in the back. It has some nice texture and depth to it. There's an OLED screen here. This is a white OLED screen from KR Sabers, but I did put a piece of red diffusion over it, so everything is red. I just like the way that looks, okay? Power's up here, auxiliaries back here. You got a 10 pixel accent strip right here underneath a piece of diffusion. I chose to make this white diffusion so that you can make this whatever color you like. There's a copy of the config file on the SD card. All right, to get to your chassis, just unscrew the handle. It is a very tight fit, but it fits, and I'll explain to you why it's a tight fit here in a second. So we'll take this off. Just take your time, slide it off here, put it off to the side. This is your Goth Master Chassis. Rick did a fantastic job with this. This slides up or down. I like to kind of have it like right here in the middle. I think it looks really cool. But you could slide it all the way down if you like. Now you've got a, there's a plasma tube for the crystal chamber here that's got a 6-pixel accent strip in it. That does not move. But then you have a spinning plasma gate right here. This piece does move. I chose to give you a faster motor because I just think those look really cool. So it runs at a higher RPM. So for me, it just kind of looks more realistic, all right? But like I said, I like to have this piece kind of in the middle right here. I just think it gives it a nice contrast. You can, of course, put that wherever you like. Coming down here, this is your board cover. It is on magnets. We're gonna have to take it off here anyway, so we'll go ahead and take it off now. I did use a piece of electrical tape here in the back because this is where all the wiring takes place. I didn't want you to have to see all that, so I just covered it with a piece of electrical tape. But easy access to your SD card, your micro USB. This is running a Profi V3. This has a KR Sabers 28mm speaker. This is your battery cover. So to take your battery out, you're actually going to want to take this carefully, twist it. You probably want to do this with 2 hands because you're going to want to make sure that these pieces get over this lip over here. Take your time with that, all right? When you slide it all the way to the top, that exposes your battery. This is my test battery, but we're going to go ahead and pop it out just so I can show you what's going on here. It's your battery compartment. Spring side is the leaf spring over here right next to your kill switch. So we're going to put the battery back in it. All right. Slide this over the battery. I wanted to show you something before I did that. Apologies. Let me get back to where I was. All right. Let's take the battery out. The only time you can take this battery cover off is when the battery is out. Then you slide this off to the side and it comes out. There was some modifications that Rick said had to be done right here. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see that from here, but I had to Dremel that quite a bit to thin out the material so that when this is over the battery, the handle fits onto the chassis correctly. All right, so that took some time to do right there. Of course, you've got an 11-pixel accent strip right here. You've got another 11-pixel accent strip right here. This is running the Scraptec font that my buddy Keenan over at KSith made for the Saber. Super cool font. So we're going to slide that in just like that. Take our battery, put it in, take this and slide this back over the battery, right into place. Now you know when it's into place because these holes are where you can see that LED strip. And the same thing over here, the LED strip shine through these holes, okay? Take your battery, your board cover here, you put it right in. It'd be a nice tight fit, but it does have some magnets like that. And that's how you kind of operate that guy. Coming over here, your kill switch. You're gonna have my boot up from Arabic to English. All right. This crystal's doing its own thing. That plasma tube is doing its own thing. Let me turn this light off. You've got a 20-pixel accent ring up here. You've got a 6-pixel accent strip here. You've got a single pixel here. You've got a 10-pixel accent strip over here. You've got 11-pixel accent over here. You got 11-pixel accent over here. You know what I mean? And now you've got a spinning motor as well. And everything kind of changes when the Saber goes on. So as you can see, the crystal change, that matches the blade. You've got a red unstable blade. This gets a little bit more aggressive over here. That accent ring I chose to keep blue, kind of like some broken circuitry going on up there. With your spinning crystal, your spinning chamber, twist off, 11-pixel strip here, 11-pixel strip here. Now we want to carefully put the handle on. Like I said, it is a tight fit. The magnets that I have coming tomorrow are for the battery compartment. It helps keep the battery compartment in place. But hopefully I can keep it in place to show you here, because if everything lines up properly, you can actually see those strips. Yeah, there we go. You can see those strips through the handle cutouts. So the 11-pixel strip here and another one here. All right, we'll hit power. Super beefy when the handle's on. You get a different OLED animation for when the Saber's on. Of course, you can change that to whatever you like. Auxiliary. KR Sabers lit PCB there. You can see you got some shine through here. Super loud. That sound font Keenan made for it is just so cool, man. But that is how you operate that guy. I did forget to mention, this is your blade retention. All right, so as you can see, it's sticking into the blade socket there a little bit. You just back that out, put your blade in, lock it in, you're good to go. All right, let's come over here, take the handle back off. Turn it on. Flip it off with a kill switch and it kills power like it should. All right, so again, real quickly this time, I won't do much explaining, but I'm just gonna take this battery out because I needs it. Pop that out here, slide this back around. It does slide a lot easier when a battery's not in it. But that's okay, with a little bit of patience, you'll understand what's going on there and you'll get a feel for it. Put this back on for safekeeping. And that, sir, is how you operate your Scraptec with Goth Master Chassis and your Goth Rising Star with Solo Sabers chassis. And of course your custom 7/8" blade. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Magnets will be here tomorrow as far as Amazon is telling me right now. I have a total of like 4 to put in, and then I will get this out in the mail to you Monday morning. Thanks, man.